Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northern Lion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. We started Eden Streaks, and if you don't know why, you should watch the start of the last episode. Little Gertie, Diplopia, RDDE, JNZJ. Starting a run with Diplopia is like an automatic plus 50 dislikes on the video, and then saying that is like plus 75. But it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I love Diplopia, but no matter how you use it, it comes across a little suboptimal unless you make a true number 23 Michael Jordan flu game style clutch play in order to pick up that W. But we're going to see. One thing's for sure, unlikely we're going to pop it early. Diplopia's got a few obvious uses. One is free deals with the devil. One is get 5 items or at least 3 items instead of 1 from boss rush. Another one is double the items on the chest. I just noticed, first off, golden key, so we're going to peep this. And obviously, contract from below is a great item that we would love to get if we have the money. But we also have a library. And the library is what appeals to me here. We also have not been to our item room, so let's go swing that. Swing that sweet item room. Give me a chance to Diplopia. Swing low. Didn't sing much in church, mostly because I didn't go. 4 item rooms: Temperance, Strength, Justice, the Stars. They like work together. You pop Strength, you pop Temperance, and you play it a little bit, and you pop Justice, and then pick up some of the consumables after it's done. I'd like to leave ourselves at like 1.5 hearts, I think. So I'll play it one more time here. We'll blow it up. We'll use the bomb that we got. Luck upgrade. Love to see that. 8 cents. Good for the next floor. And 3 more cents. We could buy a spirit heart from our... I don't know why that was loot hoarder. Oh, mind if I buy a spirit heart? This is just an auditorily offensive episode so far. We're still above 5 cents, so we can afford that and have a little bit of safety as well. Let's go see what we got going on here. Honestly, I can't complain about our DPS. We started with a decent rate of fire or decent damage or some combination thereof, because we're not melting enemies, but they're going down faster than, you know, they do on a lot of Eden runs. So a pretty good start here. And although I'm not going to be taking Undefined, Torn Photo is a lovely item. Good opportunity for us to get an arcade on this floor, hopefully. And if that's the case, we might be able to hit that 15 cent mark and pick up something from our shop. But for now, you know, big things have small beginnings. Black market plus small rock, please. No, 2 spirit hearts instead. What a waste. And by what a waste, I mean, it's actually like really good. By what a waste, I'm talking about, you know, 36, 24, 37. Me and you, hun, it's a match made in heaven. Tribe Called Quest? Anybody heard of a little band called A Tribe Called Quest? One of the most popular rap groups in history. DAE? Think A Tribe Called Quest is a pretty good hip-hop group? Dan doesn't, but I'll let you guys roast him for that. Man! Unfortunately, our arcade sucks. There's a key beggar, and there's a bed. There's not even anything that we can blow up in there to change our odds. You know, maybe get a black market or something like that. That was terrible walking there. Not even dodging, just terrible positioning. So we got a little shafted on that, I would say. We'll go look for our item room. The shop's not going to probably be viable for us, although we do have enough money to buy a consumable and enough keys to get in. It's just not a good choice for us with where our life is at right now, I think. Technology. It's a damage downgrade, which a lot of people, I think, unfairly write off technology as a result of. The thing with technology is that by itself, I do agree that it's a downgrade. It's kind of bad. But it gives you piercing shots. It does not give you spectral shots, but it gives you piercing shots. And it works so well with a number of different tier effects that I really like taking it, even though I think it's fair to say that technology is probably one of those items that's not a fan favorite. The one thing that annoys me about technology more than the damage downgrade is the fact that the hitbox for tiers gets so much smaller. So it's a lot easier to like accidentally miss an enemy as a result. But I think this is an okay pickup. I'm running through like deal with the devil items in my head, and I don't think there's much there that is gonna make us love technology except just damage upgrades. I could use a speed upgrade, honestly. We'll take contract from below and just head down to the next floor. But it's good. It's okay, at least. We have a good room clearing ability right now, and hopefully we'll be able to up our damage in the future to the same degree. But for now, I'm okay with having decent DPS, pretty much buoyed entirely by the fact that we've got a good rate of fire. I don't know, do we want to teleport this early? We've got a really good beat on boss rush, but we could also help our split by, like, cranking into this. Okay, doubling our rate of fire and teleporting out, maybe. What is up with that rock? We have exposed a horrible bug. It's not horrible. I like to play that up sometimes. Might not come across, though. Infested, as far as pills go. Not so bad. And speaking of ridiculous rates of fire, also speaking of bad dodging, not my finest moment there. Just don't blow him up when he's right next to you. We are still slightly fragile here. Not bad, but slightly fragile. Or as the Italians say, fragile. I will sacrifice one spirit heart to check this out. We're low on bombs, so I think it's not a bad idea. And actually, we didn't sacrifice much at all there. Probably with 9 cents, I would go to the shop and hope for maybe like a Joker card or something. Sadly, no such luck. But still, a good setup. And although we haven't really popped off, like we started the last round with Death's Touch. It's like starting, you know, your life with a trust fund. Obviously, if you start your life with a trust fund, you've got a little bit of an advantage in some ways. Maybe some would argue a disadvantage in others, but you could say an advantage in some areas for sure. But that doesn't mean that you have to have a trust fund in order to succeed. It doesn't even mean you need to know what a trust fund is in order to succeed. To be honest, I don't really understand what a trust fund is. It's like a bank account that other people control for you until you reach a certain age. Is that correct? It's a way for your parents to avoid paying tax on some of their income, and as a result, ensure that it stays within the family. Something along those lines, I think. We have taken some damage on this floor I'm not too proud of. I believe Mom's bottle of pills was the item inside of the shop. So it's not an item that I'm really interested in going back for. It doesn't lead to a transformation I'm very excited about at all. Whoa, he almost got me there. And this is really like the ideal version of Gertie to fight here. It's a champion version that is way easier with piercing shots. Well, one thing we could do, like we do not need a speed upgrade in case that's not self-evident, but one thing we could have done is re-roll the pedestal by using Diplopia. So we take the speed upgrade and then also, you know, get another item out of it. I don't think it's worth it. Look, I'm gonna go a step further. It's not worth it. Diplopia has so much more expected value if you use it later that it'd be stupid to use it now. But I gotta admit, I get the jitters. I get the yips. Just like when I was on stage playing Disney Crossy Road against my man Cobalt Streak. Might have choked a little bit. I'm not afraid to admit it. And it's Diplopia. Diplopia's gotten inside of my head here, and it's saying, when do you use this? You should take me down to the Hush fight. And I'm like, no, Diplopia, get out of my brain. Why don't you use me to get a free deal with the devil? You could really use Ghost Baby right now. Diplopia! It can be your angle or your devil. And right now, it's being my... something in between an angel and a devil? I don't know. Like, is an archangel in between them? I don't really know what an archangel is. Again, my biblical knowledge is not strong. Here's what I know about the Bible. Michael rowed the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Jesus walks. Feliz Navidad. That's basically it. There were 3 gifts. The wise men brought 3 gifts: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. The gold, I hope that they've held on to, because that would be paying dividends for sure. Frankincense, I don't know. Maybe that's one of those things that's expensive, but you never hear about it. You know, like bonds or commodities or something like that. But the myrrh, you gotta be thinking, come on, dude. Couldn't you have just given me, like, some palladium? That stuff is popping off in terms of value right now. We're almost going fast enough to frighten me here. Just because I know that when I play fast and loose, I tend to, you know, the damage tends to come fast and loose as well, unfortunately. So, Just trying to keep myself well placed here. Of course, the Stain is doing like the 2 worst attacks, but over and over. We can't really complain about that, because if we can't handle the Stain at his worst, we don't deserve him at his best. So we fought Greed in the shop, is that correct? Yes. And our item room was the Relic, which is awesome. I actually should have lampshaded that a little bit more, because the Relic is basically a win if you're not bad. And I would say that for all the time we've spent in Isaac, hopefully we've reached a level at which we're confident in our not badness. Am I confident we're good? And by we're, I mean myself, the royal we? No, not at all. Sometimes we've had great games, but sometimes we play like an idiot. You know, I'll just accept that. I'll wear that on my sleeve. But I'm relatively confident in my not badness. Like, that was a not bad play right there. Unless it kills us, in which case I'm an idiot. But that is still the wrong time to use Diplopia. However, that play not only gave us a bunch of money, but it also gave us access to this room right here, where we pick up Fate, and I'm starting to think that that not bad play might actually be pretty good. I'll level with you, though. We're hurting for damage. Rate of fire is awesome. Defense is getting there with the pickup of the Relic, but we're hurting for damage. Like, a growth hormones into spun transformation would be really nice, but I just say that because that's actually fairly plausible. There's plenty of other ways we could make this happen. We're on Catacombs 2, so as with the last run, we're kind of out of control in terms of our speed here. We will definitely check our curse room and basically bank half of a Spirit Heart on that right away, because we just got... Ooh, never mind. We'll lose the entire Spirit Heart because I'm an idiot. And we'll just continue to explore, because, you know, at this point, every room we go to actually does give us a definitive advantage in the form of extra Spirit Hearts from the Relic. So, and this is like a really large floor for a not XL floor. It's Catacombs 2, not Catacombs XL. We've already been to the item room in the shop, which I guess we were just lucky to find super early. Magician is... If there's any run, or if there's ever a run, where the Magician is going to be like the right play for boss rush, this is probably it. But I'm not sure even then. Like, let me put it this way. On the scale of Magicians, this might be a Penn and Teller right here. They're showmen. I've got respect for them. They seem like affable dudes. I don't always agree necessarily with their attitudes on things, but in terms of the craft of magic, incredibly respectable. Usually the Magician card is more like a, you know, your 8-year-old nephew is like, pick a card. Was it this one? No? Okay, well, let's try this again until I get it right. This is maybe, you know, it's endearing, and you're like, well, thanks for the effort, but it's not necessarily going to change your life. This one could be life-changing for us. We'll at least see. For now, let's just head downwards. Probably about 1 minute and 15 seconds ahead of schedule here. Enough time to be considering boss rush without a doubt. Curse of the Unknown is always a little scary, but we know our HP is fine, so nothing really to sweat here. Financially, we're in kind of a ridiculous spot, so if we could get like a restock, that would be awesome. Champion Belt is always like a pretty okay pickup as long as you got the capital for it, so I wouldn't mind getting that. And let's look at something to elevate this Magician card. Why do people, can somebody tell me, why do people hate David Blaine? We were talking about David Blaine today on the NLSS. And I was like, I think David Blaine is like the greatest living magician. And I know there was a period in like late 90s, early 2000s where David Blaine was mind-blowing. You'd watch his stuff and be like, nobody is doing this. He basically popularized, if not outright invented, street magic, right? I don't know, okay, invented might not be right, but anyway. I'm not necessarily a magic connoisseur, I'm just saying the stuff that David Blaine did back then was insane. And then he went through a bit of a period where he kind of became a joke. You're like, oh, what's your new trick this week, David Blaine? I'm not gonna masturbate for 6 days. Oh, okay, well, you know, let's get the live stream set up. Here we go again. But his most recent special on Netflix totally brought me back. It's a little edgy, like a little edgelordy even, with like the weird montages and stuff in between the videos where he's like, you know, spitting fire in the Mojave Desert and stuff like that. But it's not quite like the Chris Angel level where he's like, check out my abs, also I do magic, here's a promotion, you can win a Chevy Cruze. You know, that's not, it's not quite to that level of corporatism. And yes, he's gotten to the point where Okay, let me throw myself out there. I'm gonna make myself vulnerable. If you haven't watched the new Netflix special, there's a moment in it, several moments in it, where he sticks a rod through his fucking arm. He takes it like a little metal rod, he sticks it through his hand. Doctors go like, you just did it so much, you gave yourself like a fistula, and now you don't bleed when you do it, and that makes the magic trick. I have seen people go, that's not magic. Yo, none of it's magic. None of it's magic. It's card forces and, you know, priming and stuff like that. A little bit of cold reading. You got it. What this man is doing is actually insane. And I think that's noteworthy. Is he my favorite magician? I don't know. But certainly if I wanted to get my mind blown and David Blaine was around, I'd be like, we gotta go see David Blaine. But maybe I'm missing something, because a lot of people in chat were like, David Blaine is a douchebag. I don't know, maybe I missed it. Is what he's doing a traditional form of magic? I suppose not, but at the same time, it is incredible. And isn't that the point? Isn't that the heart and soul of magic, is to be bewildered in like a positive way? I think it is. Although it is pretty wild that I don't know if I would go and watch David Blaine like spit up frogs. I might be like, that's a little too far for me, David Blaine. I respect the mastery of the craft that it required for you to get there. I don't know, though. I think it's next level. But maybe I'm 10 years old. We'll take more options. I don't think we need pay to play because we're doing so well on keys anyway. You know what? We've been very blessed on the last 2 runs to be extremely wealthy. Let's keep donating here. Again, I have this like idea in the back of my head that maybe we could unfortunately find ourselves in a situation where you know, we need 999 cents for Afterbirth Plus. Like maybe the donation machine ties into things somewhat. So I'd like to get a handle on that just in case. It might be unlikely, but it doesn't matter. You know, like we had the money for it anyway. We're still at 71 cents. Joker. Perfect card for us right now. 4 bombs. It's a very linear floor. I respect that. No backtracking. Wonder if Afterbirth Plus is going to add, like, Enter the Gungeon style teleporting. I don't know if it needs to, but I might like to see it. That's, like, one of the innovations in the genre where you're like, this changes the game. We don't have to backtrack anymore. Mind you, Gungeon's floors are a lot bigger, but still. It's like when, you know, the DualShock controller came out and you started to be able to aim with 2 analog sticks instead of just like the D-pad and 1 analog stick, and you're like, wait a minute. This would make GoldenEye way better. I think we should take the HP. Alright, I think we've laid, you know, in the lurch for long enough. I am ready to start popping off and getting ridiculous damage. Capricorn, by the way, was a good pickup. I didn't even, like, talk about Capricorn at all, but that pickup was awesome. But I am ready now. We've gotten our Krampus tax out of the way. We're about to go down to possible deal with the devil, probable boss rush. I think the time has come for us to pop off here. I will probably, if we get the opportunity, go to the boss room as well, or the boss trap room, I should say. Look, I invented those names basically off the top of the dome piece. They're not necessarily 100% economical and efficient. You should always name your variables as specifically as possible. I would probably do things differently if I was doing this again. That's what we want there. Cricket's head. Now the damage is getting ridiculous. One thing that would be nice to learn, and you can let me know here, does Lump of Coal work with technology? My expectation is that it does not, but I may indeed be incorrect in that assessment. More Spirit Hearts, don't mind it. It certainly seems like, I'm guessing it's Cricket's head that's doing this, but it certainly seems like we're doing a lot more damage. Stick with the Joker for now. Yeah, this is now excellent. And now this is where I'm happy to have technology, because we're really popping off with respect to the piercing shots. If we can get like multiple enemies in our sights, Soldier 76 style, Soldier 69 style, then we are like completely set here. Or if there's only one enemy on the screen, we're also like completely set. So, not worried about it. There was HP back there that I actually probably should worry about, but I'm an idiot sometimes who won't walk out of my way for 2 seconds to make my life easier. So, I deal with that pain on a regular basis in real life. I've grown adept at dealing with that, and I'll deal with it digitally as well, with the caveat that, you know, as always, do as I say, not as I do. I believe in that statement, by the way. Do as I say, not as I do. A lot of people think that when you utter that, it makes you a hypocrite. And definitely there were times with my parents where I was like, you know, do as I say, not as I do. It's because they want a better life for you than they had for themselves, dog. I guess we'll go Aquarius here. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. I'll admit I only know that song from the 40-Year-Old Virgin. Anyway, ooh. Well, we'll take Sister Maggie, but we don't really want anything else here. You know, when they say do as I say, don't as I do, don't do as I say, not as I do. It means, you know, they know what's, everybody knows what's best, okay? To actually live it is another thing, but if do as I say, not as I do is the most human admission. It's the admission that I know that I am doing wrong, but I want for you to be stronger than me and to do well. If your parents smoke and they say, you know, you say, oh, well, you smoke, why shouldn't I smoke? And they say, do as I say, not as I do. It's breaking their heart, man. They're like, I wish I could be stronger to set a better example, but I am a human being that is weak at their core. And not weak like they're a weak person, but all people are weak. I don't know why I slipped into Barack Obama for that, but, you know, it's like the nicest thing someone could say is like, I want better for you than I had for myself. It's like the simple plan the best Canadian band of all time said. I'm not a perfect person. We're just going to teleport out because Two Serpents Kiss is not worth anything. The extra pedestal might not be worth anything, so I think we just take this, and then we accept that this is what we got, and we save Diplopia for the chest. Or for the Hush fight, maybe. Serpent's Kiss is amazing, though. HP should be, like, completely okay. But again, it takes you a while to realize that, especially with your parents, because you're like... With your parents, it's all about, like, at least... Well, not even for me. I was a pretty good kid, even into my teenage years, but... It's about, like, what you can get away with, right? It's like, well, why do I have to work hard? It doesn't look like you're working that hard. It's because they want what's best for you. It's actually a great compliment. If they didn't care about you, they'd be like, you know what? You're right. Why don't you just fuck right off then? You know? Instead, they're trying to push you forwards. It's a positive thing. Nobody's perfect, but, you know, if you want somebody else to be better than you, that's a great sign of selflessness. Usually people are like, hey, I'll give you advice, but then, like, when you start to get better at them, they're like, whoa, wait a minute, buddy, like, I didn't want... Hey, I mean, I wanted you to lose weight, but I didn't want you to get that jacked. You're taking away all my sunlight at the beach here, right? For someone to willingly offer up their share of the sunshine for you. That's love, man. Between Curse of the Darkness and the map and my own sinus congestion right now, I can't really see the right side of each room that we're in here. So I'm just going to stand on the left and I'm going to fire to the right as far as I can. That sounds more troubling than it is. I have not lost vision on the right side of my, you know, eyes. Just the map is covering things up and the lack of contrast makes it a little tricky to see what's going on there. We definitely don't want that. What's with fighting Conquest on like every run now? We already have the ability to fly, so I don't care. Honestly, is there still super armor on Hush? It's a term I just learned today, but you know, the buff that makes it so that Hush takes less damage from subsequent shots that happen within a certain time duration of the last shot. Because technology kind of, especially like a high rate of fire technology run, doesn't really jive with that philosophy. You know, we're going to be on that fight for 10 years. On the other hand, we do have 99 cents and plenty of keys. I think we should do the Hush fight again. We're also going to be generating a bunch of demon hearts during the process, so there's not really a compelling reason to avoid the Hush fight at this point. I think we're only... No, you know what? We're 2 Guppy items away, so don't bet on Guppy here. Especially because we didn't get a deal with the devil. Let's do it, man! I mean, we're on the Hush fight at 21 minutes as well, so I can't really complain here. It might be a little tone deaf. We got Converter, which I actually don't really want, so that was kind of a whiff. But 2 extra item rooms. Guillotine, I don't know if I want to be moving my shots. Okay, I'll take BBF. Not amazing, but decent. I'll take Bob's Brain. Pretty much falls in the same camp, I think. The other golden chests, hopefully luck upgrades, maybe. No such luck. Guillotine lowers the tier delay, so I'm going to take it. Even though it's also going to cause our shots to constantly have to be, you know, re-aimed. Which is why I'm going to pop the Magician here and finally get value out of this. This is definitely a Penn and Teller here. They're well respected, right? I don't know. I need to figure out who's liked in the Magic community. I know Penn and Teller sold out and they do that show Fool Me, but I kind of liked watching, you know, what I've seen of that on Netflix. I've been like, this is a show that's affable and good-natured. I went to Las Vegas with my parents in 2010. It sounds like the start of a viral YouTube video. I went to Las Vegas with my parents in 2010. Here's their number. Psych! That's the wrong... I can't do it. My voice is so sore, but... you know what? I thought it was a great show. Look, I saw another show in Vegas during that period. And let me just say, Penn and Teller didn't oil up their bodies, take their shirts off, and start doing, you know, crazy-ass trapezes through like a Tim Burton-esque French nightmare carnival. But it was still pretty fucking sick. Like, I was not disappointed in the ticket price, given the enjoyment that I had at the Penn and Teller show at the Rio Casino and Hotel in sunny Las Vegas, Nevada. You know what? Even if they're not well respected, fuck you. You're gonna be like, my favorite magician is like, you know, this guy who I've never heard of. I'm over here in North America. Commercialize that magician, package them, make them question all of their beliefs in an attempt to sell them out, and then we'll talk. Then we'll talk about magic. This, by the way, the Hush fight is going fine. Technology's doing what it needs to do. I still don't know if I'm super stoked to have taken the guillotine. And to be honest with you, our items on this Hush fight sort of sucked compared to our items on the last one. But still pretty good. Was it worth coming down here? No, but it also has not been, like, ridiculously painful. And we're still holding Diplopia. So you can't turn away until Diplopia pops. Dude, get up. Hashi, wake up. Hold your ribeye steaks up. Because they're 40% off tonight. You guys remember when Arcade Fire sold out to Safeway? That's a lie. I just made that up. I would never besmirch the good name of Canada's most famous modeling pop princes and princesses. That's not an insult. I like the Arcade Fire. I mean, I was 16 in 2004. I was a 16-year-old snob in 2004, so how could I not be all over Funeral, Pitchfork Media's top #1 album of 2004? 2003? Might have been 2003. I can't remember. I think it's 2004. Yes, hello, Kate. I'm still recording here. You've come behind my chair and poked me in the ribs from behind. What's up with that? Would you like something? No. Okay. Well, that was unusual.
I wanted to scare you.
I think she was trying to scare me. This is what married life is like. Is it because the cats are in here?
No, I'm bored.
No, that's fair. You should listen to the Arcade Fire's hit 2004 album Funeral.
How does it go?
It starts off with a bang, neighborhood #1 tunnels. Then I'll build a tunnel from my window to yours. And then I think it's like #2 is Leica. #3 might be like Power's Out. Can't remember. Gets into some bangers, you know, there's Rebellion Lies, Crown of Love, Wake Up. There's some all-time classics on there. Power's Out, I already said, I think.
How about Power's Out?
It's, you know, I know the lyrics, but I don't remember the tune, honestly. It's been a while.
How about E.T.?
The E.T., do you remember how the E.T. song goes, Kate? See? It's Star Wars. I can't conjure. What about Back to the Future? Do you know Back to the Future?
Well, I was 0 when that movie.
No, you were like -7 when Back to the Future came out.
Yeah, I was 0.
I mean, how old were you when E.T. came out? You must have been like -20.
No, I was 0. I was actually like 1 month old.
No way. E.T.'s like a 1982 banger.
What? 1992?
Not 1990. No way.
How about Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones, the theme song?
Yeah.
Oh, it's too easy. Dun 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 dun.
How about 007?
Dun 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 dun.
How about Mission Impossible?
Oh, that's the one that's like It's hard to do those back to back because I get them confused. How does the Mission Impossible theme song go? Oh, wait, no, that's James Bond, girl. That's James Bond. She's trying to trick me. Mission Impossible. Dun 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 diddle-doo, boom 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 diddle-doo. Yeah, okay, that's Mission Impossible. Oh no, Danny Elfman's Batman. I don't know. It's like something like that. Well, that's Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, this run is now. Oh God, Kate, you distracted me from my Diplopia plays.
Did I mind flood?
No, YouTube's gonna be pissed though.
YouTube, don't be mad at my husband.
Ah, they're gonna be mad at you. That's the worst part. All right.
That's okay. They can be mad at me.
Okay, as long as you,
Look at those butt cheeks, right?
as long as you're okay with it. We did get a lot of butt cheeks here. At least we got Eden's blessing. And, I mean, all things considered, this is probably the way that I would have played it regardless. I just wasn't thinking about it in the moment, so it all worked out in the end. Plus, you got to hear some dulcet tones here. And this is probably the right way to go. I really should have looked up. I think it was the last episode in which I was talking about the John Williams scores. I do not remember at all how E.T. goes. That is Star Wars. Those are the first two notes of Star Wars.
No, it starts very similar.
E.T. This is a E.T. movie about E.T. wanna phone home. It stars a Drew Barrymore as a preteen. She was in E.T. before a descent into hard drugs and alcohol. Nobody knows the name of the male actor. Not the one who played E.T., I mean the human. I don't remember the E.T. theme song. It's a brave John Cage 2-note song. It's like the Arrival soundtrack. Alright, we're done. Easy run, easy life. I have no eyes or mouth on my character anymore, and it's kind of frightening. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.